Pentakill.
Hey guys, Laszlo here, and welcome to the exciting new episode of Katawa Shoujo, otherwise known as Disability Girls. Let's get started. ... otherwise known as Ellipse. Yay! So, it's settled then. Welcome to the Student Council, Hee-chan. What? What? No! No! Bad! Aw, see, Shi-chan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. ... All of the sign. Yep, that's right though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shi-chan owes me candy now. You're betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Yes it is. Shizune seems very intrigued by this, so Misha assigns it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. That's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game. Game o shiganda. Alright. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. The hell is that? No, absolutely not. Aw, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage. So I will have to decline. Okay. Sad face. Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us? And that we pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. Anger. Pure frustration. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No. No! To the moon! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America! America! You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't that cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan. No. And it's also played by elementary school and middle school children, Shi-chan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Yep. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means that you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I am a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it won't be so bad. It's so Beck from Smite. The river god. The god of the Nile, nah. See, nah? God of the Nile, nah. I'll fuck you up, nah. Nah. Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. Do you live under a rock, boy? Tell you what. It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Ah, really, Shi-chan? We can play for fun, Hee-chan. Shi-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room. Then, Hee-chan? Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Alright. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this. But it's more for show than anything. Nah. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. But is it the game of life, and is it playing all of you for fools? Lunch ends, and we go back to class. Ah, well, there we go. Long-haired girl is back, and then gone. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back, and sits down in her seat, but without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. You dumb. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby, and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I had been considering it, nevertheless. I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. You have 2 hot girls on either arm. You dumb. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hee-chan? That's right, we're just gonna play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. I told you, it's a satanic cult. They're into that. They're sadists. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just would be so plausible. Yeah, I know, it totally would. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. Yet again, 2 hot girls on top of you, bro. Not a bad thing. Okay. That's not true, Hee-chan. Shichion says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that! I know you heard me! You have no excuse. Unlike Shizune, you sir are a dick. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. Blah. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs. And a smaller desk. And a smaller desk. It's a desk. And a smaller desk. Prominently placed in the back that I assume to be Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves, stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. No bodies anywhere, no knives. Sounds suspicious to me. This is a pretty bleak room. They could have at least put a potted plant in here, or something. But the most noticeable thing in this room the most noticeable thing this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean, no? Does that mean nobody's coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Let's play the game. Hee-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay, do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks to be a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has been started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off on me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended when I agreed to this. But now I have to do a much more manly man voice, as I'm not losing. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Hee-chan, Shi-chan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. No, I'm not. There's no time limit. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. No. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. Why so serious? You want to know how I got these scars? I fucked up, that's how. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her misery. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of geishas. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please sit down, Shi-chan. Hee-chan, Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She says you have no choice if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Okay, so I've been playing defensively the whole time? What? That's not how you play Risk, you dumb shit. You're going to lose playing on the defense, or you're going to have a tie. But seeing as you're being attacked on two fronts, you are going to lose. So what you have to do is try to build up enough of a force to break through her offense. And then to slowly and surely take over the world. I know what's up. It's a trap. No, play aggressive. Attack. She's either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more smaller countries. Or more small countries. Worth the shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Woo! I win! I win! Yay! There's no need to translate that. It was pretty clear. Don't look so sad, Hee-chan. You were really giving it your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough, though. Everyone knows that. It's me. What? Okay. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hee-chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. It's a very daring move. Hee-chan is impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring, and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Hee-chan? Holy shit. This game just got deep. That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to the potential if you don't take the first step. There's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. Like your penis. Fuck around in the pussy! Alright. I had to get that out because there'll be so many more jokes later. You're right, Hee-chan, but that's so demanding. Oh, shit. Well, okay then. Just gonna give her a hug for no. That would be me. It's like, hey, yo, get the fuck away from me. Suzune leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Hee-chan, would you like to join the student council? She really doesn't waste time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. Spending time with Shizune and Misha don't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hee-chan, but I hope you're not saying that so you don't feel bad. That's exactly why I'm saying it. Sure. No, really. I'll give it my thought. I'll give it my all. Really? Hee-chan, if you're gonna say that, you're saying that's definitely the truth, and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shunai smiles in a mysterious way. It feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. This is bloody brilliant. Brilliant writing here. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shunai scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Hee-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Ya dumb shit. Bye bye. Bon voyage. One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. The same picture and everything. Wide, of course, and plain. Like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to. But then, there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, it's just barely ajar, so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, while this one is not quite that. But it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. Yep, he's a man. You're a man. Okay. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. What, do you think there's like two people fucking in there, dude? I mean, the fuck's wrong with you? The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind. So much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. That sound effect, though. The door slowly creaks, as if groaning from a deep sleep. Though it is much easier to open than I had anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "hello" on my lips is quickly snatched away. Holy shit. This is not what I was expecting. Hey, wanna know what isn't what you guys were expecting either? This episode to be over so soon. I know, right? Well, see you on the next one. Bye.